Welcome to Elle Speaks. Watch this clip and I'll be right back.
When Carissa Rajpal shot this video, she was excited to be getting a so-called butt lift. It was one of 3 she had illegally. After the 3rd, she was dead.
Carissa Rajpal was only 26 years old in October 2019 when Libby Adame and her daughter, Alicia Gales, met her at a Sherman Oaks home to inject her with silicone. The silicone injected into her butt not only was it illegal, but Libby Adame and her daughter, Alicia Gales, they did not have a certificate to practice medicine. The FDA sent out a warning in 2017 saying that injectable silicone is only approved for intraocular use inside of the eye. Rajpal developed a blood clot. That blood clot traveled to her lungs. It blocked off the blood flow. She died from a pulmonary embolism. And that's what the FDA stated in its warning, that not only is death a risk of this illegal silicone, but stroke, chronic pain, serious injuries, and that the bad effects can be felt immediately, weeks, months after the injection, or even years later. So see, she was never, Carissa Rajpal, actually safe from even the first 2 butt injections that she'd gotten. Libby Adame and her daughter Alicia fled that Sherman Oaks home so fast, they didn't even take the time to tell the paramedics what they had actually injected Carissa Rajpal with. Apparently, getting into any trouble was more important than this young woman's life. Fast forward, mother and daughter are charged with second-degree murder, but they beat the second-degree murder charge, and they were actually found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Mom, Libby Adame, she was sentenced to 4 years, 4 months, and her daughter, Alicia Gales, 25 at the time, was sentenced to 3 years and 8 months. Well, both women would be released because they'd been in jail that long, time served, and did they learn their lesson? You'd think so, right? Somebody actually lost their life. Maybe Alicia Gales did, but Libby Adame, she wasn't done. Libby Adame continued her illegal business. She got a little over $1,000 per silicone shot, and she, while on probation for involuntary manslaughter of Carissa Rajpal, she continued to order silicone oil from the Dominican Republic. All illegal. Just 341 days after her involuntary manslaughter conviction, Libby Adame, now 59, she is at the Malibu home of an actress, Cindiana Santagello. Cindiana Santagello had made appearances in shows like CSI Miami, Married with Children, ER. She was in Young MC's Bust a Move video. In the music video Stop, a song by Jane's Addiction, it seems like the actress was doing well. Her home in Malibu, according to Realtor.com, was worth $3 million. But at age 58, Santagello decided to get illegal silicone oil injected into her buttocks. And if you're like me, you have to wonder why she decided to go on the black market. Why hire Libby Adame instead of going to an actual surgeon? And I'm not sure if she knew about Carissa Rajpal dying, getting the same procedure from the same woman. But part of me thinks that maybe it wouldn't have mattered even if she did know. Because I'm pretty sure that Libby Adame did not check out her medical history, did not show her some sort of fake certification. There's no paramedic standing by. There's no licensed medical professional at this home. I'll never understand it, but these women were willing to risk their lives for butt augmentation. Cindiana's symptoms seem to have begun immediately. She started having chest pain, and I can imagine how painful it is to have a pulmonary embolism, something that's blocking an artery in the lung, so you can't breathe. Blood can't flow past that blockage. Indiana Santagello was able to speak with paramedics, and I'll tell you what, Libby IDMb, she didn't get off so easy this time. This time, she was actually convicted of second-degree murder, and the judge, when he sentenced her, told her that she had to serve a minimum of 15 years, and after 15 years, it would be up to the parole board to evaluate whether or not Libby IDMb should be released. He did acknowledge that Libby IDMb has 178 days credited toward that sentence. IDMb has announced that she plans to appeal. She's 59 years old and was just sentenced a few days ago. She really has nothing to lose by appealing. But I'll tell you what, people who choose to engage in this illegal procedure to be the patient of people like Libby IDMb, they risk on the low end permanent disfigurement, infected tissue that may have to be surgically removed. The list goes on and on and on. And people like Libby IDMb, they are not even going to stop to tell a paramedic what you've been injected with, because there may be a way to save the person's life. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they got off the first time with Carissa for involuntary manslaughter because the jury feels like Carissa and a lot of these people know the risk? They know they're dealing with someone who's not medically trained, and they choose to do it anyway. So the victim, so to speak, shares in the blame. What do you think?